Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, Vietnam!
It is 6:30 a.m. We have a long day ahead of us. Fun things planned today. So stay tuned and let's get the day started right with a workout. Nothing feels worse than stretching at 6:30 in the morning. It's now time for my strength training portion of the day. So it's already 7:45. My routine lately has been based around strength training without equipment. I have some bands and I have a 10-pound kettlebell, doing a lot of body weight. I've been following a lot of videos on YouTube because it's just simple, mindless. I follow the video. I feel very accomplished by the time I'm done. Let's get this 30-minute workout in and I'll see you guys at the end. I just finished that workout. I think the plan might be to shower off real quick, change, make some breakfast. I'll show you guys what I'm having. Hey, I want to go to some historic sites of the Outer Banks, show you clips of where I'm heading to give you guys ideas of where to go. Do some fishing later, probably go hang out on the beach. And tonight, it's pizza night, but instead of going out, we're gonna make it at home. So I'll show you this 2-ingredient pizza dough that I love to make. Have fun having some family time. What are you having, Sam?
The best muffins ever.
Cheers. That second one was pretty good. On the schedule today, I'm going to take you guys to the graveyard of the Atlantic Museum. I'm going to research it a bit more and possibly make another video for you guys to go more in depth into the history of the Outer Banks. There's also an Outer Banks visitor museum for like Weather Bureau. Could be interesting. It looks like a cute little place. There's also the Native American Museum. I'll check that out. There's a small Billy Mitchell airport right next to it, so I'll show you guys that. I'll show you the local lighthouse. There's, I think, 5 lighthouses throughout the Outer Banks. We'll see which ones we hit. Don't know what the prices are to get in, but I'll let you guys know. Cheers. This is right outside the graveyard of the Atlantic Museum. This has been closed for a long time and they did some updates and it's finally open. So I'm curious to see if it is free to get in and just have a walkthrough. I'm sure it might be either a donation or a small charge.
travel off the coast of North Carolina led to a greater...
The Graveyard of the Atlantic Museum was by far my favorite museum. It's open between Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with free admission. The museum had plenty of 3D interactive screens like this one, informative videos, displays, and artifacts. I learned about the significance of the shipwrecks and the role the Outer Banks played in the Civil War and the Second World War. I highly recommend going to this museum. So we're at the second stop. It is the U.S. Weather Bureau station. It is such a cute little house, so I figured we'd make a pit stop and take a look. The house was built in 1901 and served as the living quarters for the Weather Bureau personnel and his family. Unfortunately, the upstairs where all the scientific equipment was kept is gated off, but you are able to look through the remainder of the house, and they have a lot of neat visitor information, including this Outer Banks bucket list. I did learn that in 1912, this station received the first distress signal from the Titanic. The correspondence was sent to another station closer to the Titanic's location, but it was ignored, and the Hatteras weather station was told to ignore the message as the Titanic was unsinkable. I'm very happy I went in there. It's a very quaint, cute little house, but this was very connected to the Graveyard of the Atlantic Museum that we just visited, so this was really nice. Off to the next stop. Our next stop is the Frisco Native American Museum and Natural History Center. This is open every day except for Mondays between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. This was the only museum that I visited that required payment to enter. It was just shy of $9. The museum featured many collections of pottery, tools, clothing, and artwork, and also highlighted various aspects of indigenous life, such as hunting, fishing, agriculture, and spiritual practices. The tribes from the Outer Banks were the first Native Americans to interact with the earliest European explorers, dating all the way back to the 1500s. This led to the formation and subsequent destruction of Roanoke Island, better known as the Lost Colony. So I just stopped at the Native American Museum. There's also a nature trail, but I'm not going to do that today. Just trying to hit a lot of different spots. So next I'm going to go to the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. It's currently under construction, but it'll still be cool to see. The Cape Hatteras Lighthouse is one of my favorite places to visit in the Outer Banks. As you can see, the lighthouse is undergoing restorations. but is scheduled to be open by the summer of 2026 for self-guided climbs. The Cape Hatteras Lighthouse is the largest brick lighthouse in North America. It was built in 1870, about 1,600 feet away from the shoreline. However, by 1933, less than 100 feet remained between the lighthouse and the ocean due to severe erosion. This inspired the almost $12 million project to move the lighthouse 2,900 feet inland. The lighthouse was set on a track and hoisted 6 feet off the ground and set to move in 5-foot increments until it reached its final and current location. So it's a little past 1:30 now, and I think I'm gonna stop the tour of the Outer Banks here, but there is one more stop we're gonna go to. It is Buxton Village Books. I was here the other day and it is so cute, so let's see what they got. Okay, it is way too busy in there to be recording. I got a couple shots, but I didn't really get the gist of the whole place. So if you love books, definitely go there. It's super impressive how they have all the new releases. You would think it would be kind of slower getting the new stuff coming out, but they're on it. I think the plan now is to go back, get a small lunch, and then I'll probably hang out at the beach until people get back from work. So I'm gonna make a really weird lunch. It's the end of the week, so I'm out of my meal prep, but I have a few random things left over. It has all the important food groups and it tastes good. So here's my weird lunch. I have some beans. I would usually put this with rice, but we're out of rice. Ham, I thought it was turkey, but it's actually ham. Avocado I put with lime and salt, and broccoli. It's weird, but it works. I'm editing myself editing. And I'm about to edit myself who's editing myself. Who's editing myself? I finished editing around 4 p.m. I got a lot of my shorts done for the week and just cleared out my iMovie. If you have any suggestions on editing software, send it over. But anyway, it's about 4:15. I have about an hour to go to the beach. So I'm gonna lay out, listen to some music, take a dip, and come back. It's crazy to think that I was out here at like 6:30 this morning. It feels like a completely different day. Alright, I'm headed out. Something that stands out to me about the Outer Banks beaches. The waves here are the scariest because they are very unpredictable. Even on a day like today where it's not super calm, but it's not super crazy either. There's no storms coming in. The waves just come in at really unpredictable times and they're coming in from all directions. Really unique place, but if you're not used to this area, you definitely have to be careful. It's me again editing. I wanted to clarify what I was talking about in that clip. I'm not discussing the size of the waves because places like Hawaii or Australia could have larger waves more consistently. I want to talk about the actual structure of the Outer Banks. The main land itself is just a large sandbar, and on top of that, there are many smaller sandbars surrounding the mainland. There's really strong tide fluctuations here. So when the tides are changing, water piles up in between the main beach and the sandbars, which causes a really strong rip current. I've been here for a little while during peak season and I've seen so many drownings already. It's really hard to tell by standing on the beach how bad the rip current is. So if you see a red flag, even an orange flag, don't go out. It's not worth it. So please be safe out there. So Lucas just got back.
What's up?
And I just finished showering after getting back from the beach. But we're gonna go back out for a little bit to fish with the mullet that he caught the other day. What are you hoping to catch?
Let's see if we can get some drum running out there, maybe a bluefish.
Cool.
Right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
We just got back. Didn't catch anything. It is now pizza time, so I'm gonna get the stuff together. All you need is plain Greek yogurt and flour. I'm gonna use all-purpose flour and add baking soda and salt to make it self-rising. So hopefully this turns out good tonight and I will show you guys the process. Shit's about to get messy. Starting out by making the all-purpose flour into self-rising flour by adding baking soda and salt.
Alright, so what do you got?
It's good. First impression.
Very, very good.
Well, it is 10:45. After a long day, the pizza came out really good. We ended up making two. Second one, I changed a couple things. I put Italian seasoning on the crust. Just needed a little bit extra flavor and made a huge difference. I was happy you guys were able to join along. There's a lot more content coming in the future. So like, subscribe, comment what you want to see.